Good evening, and welcome to UCTV Overtime. My name is Robert Stevens, and we'll bring you to this week's recap of Utica College athletics. The Utica College men's soccer team played against Elmira College on Saturday at home. The team won 3-2 against Elmira, putting their record at 7-2-2 this year. Elmira had a lead early when Adam Nichols scored in the 5th minute of the game. But the Pioneers came back in the second half when senior Thomas Mueller scored off Patrick Hines, giving the Pioneers their first goal of the game. The Pioneers took the lead a minute and 43 seconds later. Elmira tied up the score in the 83rd minute of the game, but the Pioneers won up to them 5 minutes later and held the lead for the rest of the game. The women's soccer team also brought home a win and an Empire 8 Conference Championship, making this the first ever conference title in the program's history. This win brings their record up to 12-5-1 this season. The team played against Hartwick and besting the Hawks a score of 1-0. Junior Sidney Cook scored the one and only goal of the game in the 81st minute of the game. The Pioneers proceeded to hold the lead for the rest of the game as senior netminder Allison Wagner stopped all 7 Hartwick shots. This past weekend, the men's hockey team played 2 in Pennsylvania as the Pioneers not only took on Newman on Saturday night, but also a day with UCHC rival Manhattanville. The Pioneers struck first with 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in the first period, as Tyler Petrowski netted his second goal of the year to give the Pioneers a 1-0 lead. Early in the second, the Valiants netted 2 of their own goals to give Manhattanville a 2-1 lead. The Pioneers struck back with Dante Sabata scoring the first goal of his collegiate career to tie the game up at 2. The remainder of the scoring was all Brandon Asmundson, as the first-year player netted not only his first career goal, but back-to-back goals for the first career hat trick. The Pioneers would go on to defeat the Valiants by a score of 5-2. On Saturday, the men's hockey team traveled to Newman to square off against the Knights. The Pioneers jumped out to a quick start as the first goal was scored just 4 minutes and 3 seconds into the first period by Kasper Kajelvist. Justin Allen would add a goal of his own at 8:30 into the second period to give the Pioneers a 2-0 lead. Newman University shot back at 13 minutes, 19 seconds for a goal of their own. But it wasn't enough, as the Pioneers added goals by Josh Haskin, Daniel Fritz, and Dante Zabata and Buster Larson to cruise to a 6-2 victory. First-year goalie Joseph Giacobo made 24 saves to start his collegiate career. The Utica College women's basketball team had a strong showing against SUNY Delhi on Saturday, as they won 99-34 over the Broncos. After 1 quarter of play, the Pioneers had a commanding 34-8 lead and never looked back. Sydney Priscota led UC with 19 points and 8 rebounds. Nicolette Conkin had a team-high 7 assists and 3 steals. The Pioneers achieved success both on offense and defense as they held the Broncos to a 21% field goal percentage, while the Pioneers had over 58%. This past Friday, the women's hockey team lost their home opener against Morrisville Mustangs 6-1. Freshman Morgan Lieb scored the only goal for the Pioneers with an assist by Holly Silva. The Pioneers redeemed themselves in the next game against Nazareth College on Tuesday night when they notched a 4-1 victory. UC's freshman Erica Sloan gave an outstanding performance for the game. She scored 2 goals and 1 assist. This weekend, the Pioneers will have a doubleheader on the road in Pennsylvania. They will be taking on King's College on Friday and Wilkes University on Saturday. On Saturday, UC's field hockey team suffered a loss from Hartwick College for its last game of the season. Saturday's match was the opening round of the Empire 8 Conference Tournament. After a 4-1 win against Houghton College the week before, the Pioneers lost by just 1 goal. The Pioneers started strong with a lead 6 minutes into the game when Josie Scarlotta scored with an assist by Sabrina Whitehouse and Jeslyn Files. Neither team scored until almost 20 minutes into the game, when Hartwick scored 3 times in under 10 minutes. The Hartwick players who made it past UC's defense to net were Brooke Singer, Sydney Gagnon, and Allison Kirk. The 3-1 score held until 52 minutes into the game. When the Pioneers were given a penalty shot, Ricky Hobbs scored and the team battled to score 1 more point to lead into overtime. But the time on the clock ran out before the tireless energy of the Pioneers did, and Hartwick emerged from the game with a 1-point narrow victory. The Pioneers finished second in their conference through the standings. Great job, ladies. Coming up this week, the men's basketball team will be on the road. On Friday, they will face Westfield State University, and Saturday, they will play Rutgers Newark. On Friday night, the 1-1 women's hockey team will travel to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and King's College to take on the Monarchs at 7 p.m. Also on Friday night, the men's hockey team returns to the friendly confines of the Utica Memorial Auditorium as they take on the Nazareth Golden Flyers at 7 p.m. You can listen to the game locally on WPNR 90.7 FM starting at 6:30. The women's soccer team has an early morning start at 11 a.m. this coming Saturday as the Pioneers take on William Smith College for only the second time in program history as they compete in the first round of the NCAA tournament. This game will be aired on WPNR 90.7 FM starting at 10:30 a.m. The football team wraps up its tilt of games with Senior Day against Hartwick. They will also be honoring Veterans Day on Saturday with a kickoff set for 1 p.m. Finishing up the Saturday slate of games, the 2-0 women's basketball team welcomes Wells College into the Clark Athletic Center. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m. Then, on Tuesday, November 18th, the women's basketball team is on the road for the first time this season as they take on the Red Dragons of Oneonta. Tip-off is set for 5:30 p.m. My name is Robert Stevens, and thank you for watching UCTV Overtime. As always, fear the Moose.